H2KInfosys provides world-class online IT training, staffing and software testing solutions to customers worldwide. H2KInfosys supports 100% job-oriented training, hands-on project work, cloud test lab, resume preparation and review, mock interviews, robust syllabus. One-time pay, lifetime access to live classes and videos. H2KInfosys has won the trust of thousands of students worldwide. For free demo class, visit h2kinfosys.com.
Okay, so this is the course content which we will be discussing as a part of this course. We have 4 modules. One is module 1, database concepts. So we will see the basics of database concepts, like what is database application and how to test the application, normal application, and how to test the database management system. So it is actually DBMS. Okay. So backend versus front-end testing. So if someone who has attended the QA course, they would have known how to test a front-end testing. So we'll try to compare them with the back-end testing. So how to do database testing, and we'll also see what should we test in the database. So this one is, sorry, I was on mute. Okay. So now I think you're able to hear, right, all of you? Okay, so we are going to see this is the first module, database concepts. So this is completely more of theory part. So this will be like discussing on what is database application and back-end versus front-end testing, how to do data QA, testing data, and who is responsible, what is the role of QA, database tester. So all those things we are going to see as a part of this first module. So I thought I'll come back to this module after we see some introduction about technically, if we get some details. Again, if we come back to this section, we will get more understanding. So we'll be starting with this second module today, and then we'll come back with some basics on this. We'll come back to the first module so that all of you will get some solid understanding of the first module, as the first module is completely theory. So for now, you can keep it in mind, a database is a collection of tables. Okay, that should be fine for now. A database is a collection of tables, and we have so many objects inside that, like we have functions, we have stored procedures, we have triggers, and we have so many views, like that we have so many things. So we'll come back to the theory part again when we are done with the basic SQL. Okay. So today we'll see how to create a table, and what are the constraints we have. What are the constraints? Like we have primary key constraint, or we have check constraint, we have not null constraint. So we have what is a not null. So we'll see all those things today. The goal for today is you should be very clear with the creating database, creating table. Okay. So for that, let me open SQL Server. Before that, let me close this. Okay, so now if you have installed SQL Server, you will see something like this: all programs, Microsoft SQL Server 2008 R2, and SQL Server Management Studio. So I'm going to select this option, SQL Server Management Studio. When I click on this, okay, so now I need to enter user ID password, which I have given while installing. So now if I select Windows authentication, so normally there are two types of authentication for SQL Server. One is Windows authentication, and the second one is SQL Server authentication. Okay, so for those who just joined, I repeat again, I am currently running on UPS. So in case if call gets disconnected, or if you see me offline, so we'll stop it here for today, but we'll definitely continue from the next class. So okay. Now I'm selecting Windows authentication. I'm clicking on connect. Okay, so SQL Server is one of the databases which we have. So one of the tools which we have. Like we have other tools like Oracle, DB2, or we have MySQL, we have SQL Server, we have MS Access. So all these things are different database softwares which we have, and the current course which we are going to learn is primarily focusing on SQL Server. But still, in case if you want to attend interviews for any other database, or if you get a call saying like we have openings for QA, who knows Oracle, you can even apply for that. You can tell them that you have SQL Server experience, and Oracle and SQL Server more or less same. Okay, now the syntax for all the database tools are same. You have the same way how to select the records, how to update, how to insert, how to write stored procedures. All the syntax will remain more or less same for Oracle, SQL Server, DB2, MySQL, or any other database. Okay, so for those who have issues in installing, normally every class will be of 1.5 hours, but today as I don't have power in my home, like today we might get disconnected in the middle, but normally every day the course will be for 1.5 hours. Okay, any other thing? Okay, for those who have issues with installing, we will do one thing. Before next class, or after this class, I think if I have power, like what I'll do is, after this class we will spend around 15 minutes to troubleshoot the issue which one of the student has, so that others will understand how to install. Okay, okay, so now for this course I'll be creating a new database. So this is how we create a new database. So these are so I just logged into SQL Server. Now I'm going to create a database. So how to create the database? So here I need to write create database, and I need to give the name of the database. Okay, from now on we'll be using a database name called dbt new batch. Okay, you have to remember this database. So dbt new batch, or dbt, so we can have like 24 May batch. Okay, so this is the database which we'll be using throughout this course. So I'm going to create this database, create database name, and I'm executing this. So when I execute this, I need to select here, I need to click on this, select whatever line you want to execute, and click on this execute button in SQL Server. So once you do that, database, so command completed successfully, that means the database has been created. So here you will see the list of databases here. So these we already have. So we have just created this database called dbt24 May batch. So if you want to see that in the list, you just right click on this databases and refresh it. So let me do right click on this and then refresh. Now you can see that I have created a database called dbt24 May batch. So we are going to create tables, or whatever we learn we are going to create inside this database. So a database is, for now, assume that a database is collection of tables, but we'll see the complete definition later. Okay, so now I'm done with creating database. The syntax is create space database name. Now if I want to create any tables in this database, all I need to do is I need to click on this, right click on this, new query, right click on this, and I can select new query. Or there is other way. So before creating table, yeah, we will see all that, what is schema and all those things we will see down the line. So for today we will focus on how to create table. Now, so before creating a table, ensure that your respective database is selected here. So before going to create table, see, as of now master database is selected. So we are working on dbt24 May batch database. So for sure, without you have to select that here. Otherwise what happens is, when you create table or something, that will be created in this database, and you will be searching here. I have created a table, but I'm not seeing here. A lot of students ask me like, I have created a table, but I'm not seeing in the tables list when I expand my database. So for example, let me create a simple table. Create table employee, and then I need to write here emp id integer, and emp name I'm giving as varchar 20. So varchar is the data type when we want to where the characters can vary between 1 to 20 up to 20 characters. So integer is for a number. So now I just wanted to create this table. So when I create this, now it is created successfully. So students will ask me, I have created this, and even I have refreshed this table, refreshed this database, but when I expand this table, I'm not seeing the table here inside this table. So because what is the database they have created now? In which database they created now? This table is created in which database? Yeah, the table is created in master database because the currently master is selected. So what we need to do now? So we need to select here the database testing 24th batch and then run this command again. Before doing that, let's drop this table in master. Otherwise, we don't need to touch master database. So let's delete the table. Let's drop the table. Drop table employee. Why we are dropping this? Because by mistake we created this in master database. So all you need to do is select this line. For sure, select this line and click on this execute button. So now this table has been dropped from master database. Now let's try to select the dbt 24th batch May. Now create this table again. This is how we need to create. So now when I execute this, and now when I refresh it, right click on this, refresh it, and expand this tables, you can see that employee table is here. Okay, so this is how you need to create, you need to ensure that you create the tables in the correct window, in the correct database. Okay, and one more very important thing, before executing this drop or something, you need to be very careful, very careful before executing drop or delete statements, because when you do that, you will land up in other company. You have to go to other company because you have to be very careful. What I mean is you will be removed, so we should be very careful. DBO stands for database object. So here we are seeing DBO, that is the schema. So good question. So here we are seeing DBO. DBO stands for database object, that is the default schema for SQL Server. So we'll see that what is a schema and all, we'll see that later, but DBO stands for database object. Okay, now okay, good news, I got power. So I mean I got power in my home, so we'll continue for 1.5 hours. Okay, so now let's see how to. Okay, so this is, I got a question saying like what are objects, and also one more question, can you repeat drop again? How did it took table in the database created? Okay, now I repeat the concept. So now if I want to create first thing, I want to create a database. So please focus on the class. So first thing, I want to create a database for the course. So what I did, I created a database. So this is how we create database. Create database. Database name is I gave some name as dbt 24th May. So once I execute this test1, so I'm giving this database name as test1. When I execute this, it will create a database. For now, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 databases. I just created test1 database. So to verify that I need to refresh here. Right click on this, refresh. So I can see that test1 database has been created. Now if I want to create any table in test1 database, so I need to select that test1 here. I need to select that database here, and then I need to do a create table statement. So this is how you create a table. Create table employee, and then you need to give the columns for the table. So first column is employee ID integer, and I'm giving employee name varchar 20. Now when I execute this, this table will be created inside this test1 database. So let me select this, and then execute this. Before executing, ensure that the correct database has been selected, otherwise it will create in some other database which is not intentional. So now let me select all this line, 4 lines, and execute this. Now the table has been created in test 1. You just need to expand this. So before that, refresh it. Right click on this, refresh it. Now expand this and expand the tables, and you can see that the table has been created here. Now if you want to delete the table, if you don't want this table anymore, all you need to do is drop table. You need to do, give the table name employee. Okay, so drop table followed by table name will remove the table, will remove the complete table. So if I execute this, and if I execute this, and if I refresh this test 1 database, refresh this, and I'll not see the table anymore because the table has been dropped. Okay, drop table will remove the table, create table will create a table. So now which is the database which we initially thought of started working from for this course? What is the database name which we thought we'll be using for this course? Yeah, so we are going to use May 24th batch. So now what I'll do now, I don't want this test 1 database. So we'll see all the commands, all the DDL commands we will see we'll see down the line. For today we'll focus on creating a table and the constraints. So I got a question saying can you show truncate table? Yes, we will see all the commands as a part of this course. This course is 50% when do we use? Okay, so we'll cover 50. I mean, this course is primarily 50% development and 50% testing. So once you're done with the course, if you think you want to move to developer, as a developer, you can even do that, or as a tester, you can even do that. So this course will give you the flexibility to be SQL Server developer or SQL Server tester. Okay, now okay, let's focus on creating table again. So which database I want to drop now? Okay, so which table I want to drop now? Which database I want to drop now? I created just for explanation again. I don't want the database. Which is the database I should drop it now? Yeah, so I created test 1 database. Let me drop the database. So even for dropping the database, it is same thing. Drop database and give the database name test 1. Okay, and then execute it. Okay, so why I cannot drop this? Can anyone guess why I cannot drop this database? You can see the error. You can see the error here, like cannot drop database test 1 because it is currently in use. So I cannot drop it by selecting that test 1. Okay, so it will not allow me to drop it because I'm already in that database and I cannot drop it. So what I need to do, I need to select some other database. Let me select master or any other database. Now let me try to drop this database. See now the database test 1 is dropped, but still I'm seeing here. So I just need to refresh it. So right click on this databases, just refresh it. So now I don't see test 1 database here. Okay, now again I got a question saying what is the difference between drop and delete command? We are going to see that again in the course. So definitely by the end of 3 classes you will be very clear with all the commands, DDL commands, DML commands and DCL commands. Okay, so just to summarize till now, we saw how to create a database, create database name, and we saw how to create a table inside that database, and also we saw how to drop a table or how to drop a database. Okay, so now let's focus more on creating a table. So let's select our database, which is DB2, and let's expand tables. So now how to drop this table? All of you ping me the command how to drop this table. I don't want this table now. What is the syntax? What is the command to drop it? So it's very simple. Drop table, table name. Drop table, table name. So now what I need to do now, I need to select the database first. So I need to select DBT 24th May batch, and now I need to do a drop table employee. Okay, so now execute this. Okay, DBO is optional. DBO.employee, DBO is optional. So the default schema is dbo, but if you have any other schema you might need to give that. So now I'll execute this. That's it. Now if I refresh it, let me refresh it, I don't see tables here. Okay, now let's try to understand more about creating tables and what are the constraints we have and all those things. Okay,